guys, today we're going to do a couple more exercises for your salsa dancing. See if we can make it a little bit better. Now, one of the most important things when we talk about salsa, especially body action and hip action, all of these things, what we talk about is our knees. So you have to make sure that your knees don't stay locked when you dance, because if you try to move your hips when your knees are straight, this is what you look like, and that's not a good look. So what we're going to do today, let me show you sideways, is we're going to work on this. All I'm doing is I'm not squatting and I'm not bending my knees. I'm sort of rebounding. I'm going down and rebounding. And also notice that I'm not standing straight up, so I'm not doing this. I'm going forward with my upper body. So when I do this rebound with my knees, I'm moving smoothly. So I'm not bouncing up and down, my head is not going up and down. So when I do this, I'm going up and down a little bit, but I'm not popping up like a jack in the box. So if you look at it from the front, it almost looks like I'm not moving, unless I do something else. So what we're going to do is try this. I'm going to bend my knees, rebound, step side, rebound, come back down, rebound, down and down and down and down. So make sure that it's not down, more down, more down. That's not what the exercise is about. The exercise is about getting this motion going, this kind of bouncing, but not really, energetically bouncing. So softly bending your knees and straightening. So what I'm going to do is just going to do a side, come back, come back. And it doesn't matter which foot you start on, just start on your foot you want. So I'm going to go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And notice that when I'm going to the side, both my knees are bent. And I don't really need to go any more than sort of the middle here. So if I get to here, I can go back. Here and back. Now, I can go more if I wanted to, maybe for styling sometimes. But this is not necessary for this exercise. And it's not necessary, really for salsa. Because you don't want to move when you're moving side to side any more than you move when you go forward and back. And it doesn't matter what style of salsa you're dancing, you probably don't have the space most of the time when we're in a crowded dance floor, so we don't want to do this, really big. So small steps, and make sure that both knees are constantly bent. So for this exercise, we're not doing the same thing as we were doing for the other one, where we're bending one knee and straightening the other. This exercise is going to use both knees bending at the same time. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with our knees. So we're going to keep this little bounce, going. And when we go to the side, we're going to also use our upper body. So I'm going to go side, make sure both my knees are bent, and I'm going to twist my upper body and come back, square off. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Give it a little bit of a different style. Now make sure, let me show you sideways again, make sure that when you're doing this, you're not standing straight up, because for one thing it's bad for your back if you do this too much. Another thing is it doesn't look like salsa. So we're going to go, let me show you from this side, we're going to get into the same position we talked about with this exercise. So make sure that your lower back here is straight. Don't do this. Don't go too much back, too much forward. You don't need to slouch for this exercise. You can still keep your back straight. Just come a little bit forward with your upper body. And you're going to keep this bounce going. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So notice that when I'm going to the side, I am turning towards the foot that's stepping to the side. So if I go to my right, I'm turning to my right, and if I'm going to my left, I'm turning to my left. And make sure that your knees stay bent and your hips don't go over your stepping foot. So my hips only go to here, and now I'm going to turn. I'm going to transfer my weight so that I'm in between my both feet and turn. So just to the middle and keep that bouncing motion without popping straight up. I have to mention that when we're talking about this bounce, when we come up, let me show you from the side one more time. When I come up, notice how my knees are not completely straight. So I don't want to bend and straighten, because that is going to give you this weird jerky motion, which we don't really want in salsa. Maybe, sometimes for styling once, but not all the time by any means. So make sure that when you come up, when I'm here on top, my knees are still soft. Doesn't have to be bent, it could be more bent or less bent, but they have to be soft. So you have to make sure that you're not locking your knees. Or really, either when you're bending, you don't want to do this either. So make sure that it's soft on top and on the bottom while you're moving through. Okay, we're going to try this with music. So first I'm going to get into this motion so that I can keep it going without worrying about my upper body. And next I'm going to start turning up my upper body. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, side 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, and now I'm going to start